Wait, so Bruce, what do you mean I gotta do this? Wait, why does it have ties to 28 years? Oh, okay. But why couldn't you... Alright, fine, whatever. So, in case you could tell, I'm back from a semi-retirement. More on that in a minute in the Real Nerf, I guess, shorts. But till then... Hello, everyone! This is the Real Nerf Red Hood! Back to do a 20th anniversary retro review. Yeah, can you tell I'm taking a retro thing? Go to the last time I've been on the channel, which was obviously the entire Bat family's thoughts and the shorts of Bruce going up against that Ryan Reynolds knockoff dude called Deadpool later in the year with that crossover comic. So until then, in future news, today is a special day. More importantly, last weekend. Over the weekend, as of this recording, yeah, Batman Begins turned 20, and there's a good reason why. Well, I don't even know either, but for some reason, Bruce says this is a cool opportunity to talk about because Cillian Murphy. Damn it, that makes sense! Okay, so, yeah, as you can tell, I'm kind of on the fly, and Patrol was a little lackluster, because apparently the All-In timeline is either really, really good, or Retro doesn't really want to talk too much about the comics. We don't know, but here we are. But in case you can tell, this is more energy I probably put than when I was doing Joker Folio Duel last year. Go to that review. So with all the hyperbole of where the hell I've been the last several months aside, let's get this over with. Starting at the top, this is about, a guy named, I don't know, Bruce, just, having a problem with his breath. Okay, long story short. This is a really good reinterpretation of his origin story. Yes, was this the beginning and the start of the studio-wide adaptation of The Pearls? More or less, but outside of the origin story, and when you get to basically Bruce in like his teens and 20s, just basically building, this whole mystique we call kayfabe, or whatever, I guess Bruce was going on, something about a symbol, something that would stand behind, or something along those lines. I don't know. I mean, it's still interesting to see this movie after all these years, knowing that it's now 20 years old and that it's the most modern of its 2000s heritage. Like, I'm not even gonna lie on that one. I'm pretty sure Retro would be the same thing too. So, with that having been said, there is technically still a plot here that isn't just a traditional, well, nowadays traditional Batman origin story. You also have Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow, who, for those who remember the Schumacher reviews that myself and Retro were doing back in, I guess, the midst of the pandemic. Long story short, there was supposed to be a Scarecrow for the fourth movie that was supposed to be like a, I guess, live-action adaptation of the trial episode for the Batman animated series, for those who don't know. And, Scarecrow was supposed to be the kickoff of that. And, long story short on that, if you also saw our Batman and Robin review, Coolio was supposed to be Jonathan Crane in this, interpretation. Well, cut to 8.5+ years later, and that not falling through because what even was Batman and Robin at that point, marketing-wise for the company, as far as Warner Brothers go, we get Cillian Murphy fresh off of, I believe, 28 years later here, not 28 years later, 28 days later here in the States. No Retro review yet because Retro wants to save that, I don't think, years as like a 3-part Halloween review, so more on that on his end of the thing. So with that having been said, the movie itself is still what it is today. I think it had a budget of 150 mil, and got a overall gross here in the States first before we get to the international box office of 206.8 mil. That's here in the States back in 2005. And internationally around the world, we got $375 million. Weird tidbit, this could be I guess, me remembering stuff when I was in the Narrows, like, adoption agency. Long story short, there was a lot of shady reality shows back then, and some of them were trying to pretend to be Amish or some shit like that. It's like a game show knockoff thing. Look it up on the Internet Archives, that's up to you. The only reason myself and I think even Retro remembers is because I think that week when they were getting eliminated or had to bail the show was when Batman Begins dropped, and they're like, screw the show, let's go watch that movie instead. One of the few tidbits of, like, outside, like, fandoms and people that, took Batman seriously. And yeah, not for nothing, this is the start of the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Do we have time to do all 3 movies? No. Does Retro have time to do a bunch of Bane-isms and get a figure? No. But that comes later. Long story short about that stuff. Like, ultimately, in the midst of this anniversary and a bunch of Kryptonians about to have a lot of fun here. Woo! Yeah, I know, Kara! One more month, okay? Just give it one more... Okay, honestly, a few more weeks. yeah, they're getting really antsy about their James Gunn and that Superman everyone's been hyped up about lately, especially down here in the Real Nerf Batcave. So, with that having been said, there's really nothing else to say. People have done way better retrospectives than this. My actual nostalgia of these movies was kind of the basis of this voice that you're hearing right now. There's no really getting around it. It's been long enough. Yeah, long story short, this voice changer you're seeing, sorry for that, is basically the basis of a lot of Bale isms with the voice. Long story short, there. And it gets really gravelly as time goes on, especially when we get to Dark Knight Rises someday. But until then, no retro reviews, no scores. Honestly, it's an Insta 5, but I had to put the your Lord Bat computer measures into it. And obviously, Bruce is very one-sided and very happy for this movie with hilarious, with good reasons, 20 plus years on. So, yeah, if you've never seen this trilogy, yes, it is actually, quote-unquote, the good one, before we get back to the insanity that was the Snyderverse years that created little old me. So, with that having been said, first shots over there to the end cards to finally get around to, you know, retro catching up on content, which is probably going to be a lot of retro news. Other shot over there to the shorts playlist, because I think he's going to be doing that Critical Role Age of Umbra shorts coming up. He might be doing a full video as well later week. Again, I found the guy's schedule. You tell me. So with that all being said, and final shots and tribute and celebration to Nolan's life aside. Well, he's not gone, but like this trilogy is forever. And speaking as someone who also was trying to be a Schumacher bro, that's saying a lot. So yeah, if for some reason you want to watch it on Max or whatever streaming service that has Batman Begins internationally, go ahead. It's all on you. It's very Bat Family approved, in case you can tell, because why else would I be doing this retro review? And until Retro's 20 years later review, probably later this year, I am the Real Nerf Red Hood. And I might be doing a short of my overall thoughts of Resident Evil 9, but yeah, you're calling it Requiem. That doesn't sound like a generic sequel, right? Right?